Hello guys, my name is Time and today I'm going to be reviewing Into the Wild by John Kakure. Let's get started. This inspirational story is based on the true story of a young man named Chris Johnson McCandless in the early 90s who graduated from the university, stopped contacting with his parents, gave away all his money to charity, and started traveling the United States. He abandoned his car and traveled mostly the west of the US by hitchhiking. He stayed in some places long enough to get a job and meet new people. Eventually, he ended up in Alaska, where he died in the woods. There are also a lot of theories and controversies of how he died. Many people think he had mental illness and too much ego to do such crazy things. This story, however, isn't about the fatality of him living life harshly without preparation, but this story is mainly about the path he'd chosen to go, and the people he met, and how great his journey were. The author also supports his theory of how Chris died in The New Yorker, which I'll put links down below in the description box. So what I really liked about Into the Wild is the fact that the author really showed how living life like a minimalist would be like, and how Chris' life differed from others who always complain about how crazy it is. I think I gave you much information about what this story is basically about. So first, let's start with the conflicts of the story. So before cutting communication toward his family, he also had a conflict with his dad, and it is also one of the main reasons that influenced his journey. As a kid, Chris and his younger sister were raised in a wealthy family. Since both of his parents were working in a business, they weren't having much time for their kids, and therefore the atmosphere around the house was often tense. As I go deeper into the story, there's a part where McCandless went back to revisit his childhood home in California to find out that his dad had lived double life for several years. So basically, while marrying to his first wife, his dad met Chris's mom and had Chris. And 2 years later, after having Chris, he had another baby with his first wife, which is Chris' younger sister. After Chris knew the story, he didn't tell his dad or his mom about that he knew it. But instead, he starts to withdraw himself from his family and began a journey. Another conflict is basically the heart of Into the Wild. So after Chris McCandless entered the Stampede Trail in Alaska, he lived with only 10 pounds of rice and berries found around the shelter. As his food were running out, he decided to use his final bullets of his rifle, and he basically shot down a moose. He spent days trying to cure its meat so that he can eat every part of the moose. In the end, he preserved meat incorrectly. The meat got infected with vermin and therefore he couldn't eat it. It was at this part of the journey when he loses weight and decides to keep fighting further. He first ran out of rice and now meat. So he decided to pack things up and began walking towards the same direction he came from, to know that the frozen river that he came across is now a torrent chest deep. So he decided to went back to his shelter days after the storm. He lose weight and he's now starving. Unfortunately, in the end, about 2 weeks later, his body was found decomposed. So for now, I'll speak to you guys about the character of Into the Wild. So of course, Christopher Johnson McCandless is the main character of the story, donated $400,000 of his college fund to charity, and began traveling towards Alaska. He's a very educated person with an average GPA of 4.0. Chris mainly traveled down the road by hitchhiking, but he doesn't really want help from people who offers him. So lastly, the theme. Risk is, I think, one of the main themes of Into the Wild, as Chris had taken many risks on his journey. Chris McCandless tried very hard to live off the land. Once his car broke down in the middle of a desert, and with fear that if he asked help from the authorities, his parents would find out his location. So he decided to burn the license plate, burn all his money, and started walking. While Chris believed that taking risks by living life like so, with little to no unnecessary stuff, he'd be able to change and live for it better. So thank you very much guys for watching. This is basically the end of my video. I really hope you guys enjoy it. See you next time. Peace.